Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Practical Reefer. My name's Mark. This is just a little update on my 20 gallon budget nano reef tank build. So included in the pricing that I'll be doing in the next few weeks, I'm including copepods, because as far as I'm concerned it's not much of a reef tank if you've not got all the microfauna and copepods and things like that in it. So I bought these off of eBay and I had a good scan about at the different ones that are on there. There's a couple of companies I actually messaged, sort of a couple of different ones. And one of them came back saying they didn't know what type of copepods it was that they were supplying, which kind of made me think they've just got copepods from somewhere and done a culture, which is fine. However, I got these from Mangroves and More, so they have their own website, but they also advertise on eBay or have listings on eBay. So I got 2 times 110mm packs of copepods. And they were £4.75. They kind of advertise it as a buy one get one free almost, but I think you can buy 100ml for about £3 from different people. But I went for these because you were getting two of the packets for £4.75. What I will be doing, because I don't have fish, I'm kind of ghost feeding just very tiny amounts of food anyway, until I do get fish. And also because I'm using natural seawater, there should be a volume of phytoplankton within the water, which should help feed them. But with that I'll be ghost feeding anyway. And I've also in the past I've set up a tank with live rock which came with copepods and amphipods, and the population boomed by just a bit of ghost feeding before I bought any fish, because I ran the tank for a couple of weeks just to let everything settle. So the population exploded with just small amounts of food being added. So I'm pretty happy that I can keep them sustained with just some small pellets. Yes, that's covered everything. I ordered these on Tuesday and they've arrived now Thursday morning before 11 o'clock. I don't know if it said, also when I messaged Mangroves and More, they did reply and said it was the Tigriopus Copepods. So that's ideal. That's what the sort of thing I'm looking for. I have just sliced this open, but I haven't quite opened it yet. Pretty well taped. It's quite a nice little box, to be fair. It's pretty sturdy. And so yeah, Mangroves and More is who I bought it from. That's just my details and the £4.75 that I paid for these. So they actually look really familiar. This is not the packaging that's shown on the ad on eBay, but you'll recognise these from pretty much any LFS, and they all look pretty good. They're all swimming about. Try not to swirl them about too much, otherwise you won't see them moving. But yeah, there's loads in there. Pretty happy with that. I'll get these popped in the tank just now, and it'll get me on my way to getting my sort of the base of the food chain and the base of the cleanup crew getting started. So this is my first livestock going into the tank. So everyone, here we are. There's not really any acclimatization kind of procedure that this company gives. I think some of them I've seen before where they mention just acclimatizing them. So all I've done is pop them in the back of the tank there for an hour just to let them temperature acclimate, and I'm just going to cut them open and pop them in. Now I'm aware I'm adding a little bit of water to the volume, and I'm kind of monitoring the evaporation rate at the moment, so I've taken that into account. But that's great. I'm just going to cut these open and pop them in and let them on their way. What I'll do as well, guys, I've cut the top off the packets here, but I'm just giving them a rinse out just to make sure there's none left on there. And then I'm just going to let this fill up a bit more. Just let them all flow out, but rinsing out the packages a couple of times as well, and then having a bit of a look. It's quite good that there's a bit of a white background to the pack, so it's nice to have a look and see if there's any stuck to the surface. Still a few more in there. Just a little last inspection. Oh, there's a couple in the corners. Last time, okay. There we go, totally empty. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my first bit of livestock. I might turn off the wave maker for just a minute, just to give them a chance to settle a bit easier. They're being blown about a little bit slightly. Just trying to see if you can see them. I'll get a bit closer. Yeah, you can see them floating about in there, but I'll maybe actually pop off the filters as well, just for a few minutes, just to let them settle and find a surface to cling to. I'll just see plenty of them floating. They're quite good little swimmers actually. It's been a long time since I've seen copepods. I've not had a tank for years. But I'll give them 5 minutes there just to settle, and then I'll pop everything back on. But yeah, really happy guys, that's my first livestock in the tank. For me it's the start of the food chain and the start of the sort of cleanup crew. They will eat tiny bits of algae and things like that as well. I haven't cleaned my glass because I'm actually hoping for algae to start growing a little bit. To be fair, I've had the tank up and running for a week now and still no light, so I'm not trying to encourage heavy algae growth, but there will be a little bit just from general daylight, and that will feed the pods a little bit and things as well. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video guys, just a simple one, just to show you the pods going in the tank, and hopefully they'll do away. And there's a little bit of, I used the Vitalis marine pellets, there's a few of those in there, so chances are they'll find those and they'll gather around, but that's them on the way. There's a few actually. I'm just going to tilt this up. You can see a few at the surface there, the water, quite a few bobbing about. But speaking of which guys, I couldn't see the Vitalis pellets sometimes when they're sinking to the bottom because they're not particularly a different colour from the sand. I could see one or two, but this one here is actually quite hard to focus on. Is been found by a number of the copepods. It's actually quite funny. There's quite a number. They're like ants going up the corner of the tank. Again, the glass has not been cleaned. I'm actually hoping for just a smidge of algae to grow, just to, and I'm guessing there's a little bit of food in that corner as well. So quite happy with that. They all seem to be swimming about. They're quite happy. I'm going to get the pump switched on now in the next few seconds because they seem to have all found either the surface of the surface of the substrate and the rocks and things. So that looks like decent quality stuff. It's nothing fancy, but looks good. Very happy with that. Catch you later guys.